Buongiorno, expat lifestyle with Babs here. Saturday morning walk. I'm on the Ponte Vecchio. It's a lovely morning, it's about 10 a.m. And this walk is going to be similar to last week. Last week we explored the historical walls that used to surround Florence. Well, this morning it's going to be similar in that I'll go through the Porta Romana Gate out at Oltrano, but then I'm heading up towards Piazzale Michelangelo. On the way, I'll talk to you about a polarising medieval person known as Machiavelli. And before we get to the beautiful scenic lookout, we're going to visit Basilica Minato. This is a lovely church. It's just near the lookout, but many people don't venture there. The views are spectacular, by the way, and there's an everlasting connection to a famous childhood fable. I wonder what fable I'm talking about. Then on the way home, I'm intending to get a Panino. Look, I hope you enjoyed this walk with me this morning. It's Expat Lifestyle with Pads. As always, please thumbs up, bell notifications on, and please subscribe. And just before I start this walk, have a look at the Medici Corridor over the Ponte Vecchio bridge. This corridor was built by the Medicis, so they didn't have to walk with the common people. And they had it built because the Ponte Vecchio bridge wasn't always gold and jewellery shops, butchers, fishmongers, tanneries. It was a little bit stinky. The Medicis, of course, did not want to walk over this bridge. A little bit smelly and certainly unsafe. So they had that corridor that we can see up there built. It starts at the Piazza Vecchio and winds its way all the way up to the Pitti Palace. So if you walk through the gates to leave the old Florence, you come across this lovely road, the Viale Machiavelli. And this road takes you up to the Piazzale Michelangelo. And this road, the Machiavelli, takes us up to the Piazzale Michelangelo. So we'll just have a bit of a look today, just to give you a comparison of what this lookout is like at midday. I'm expecting a lot of people still there, but the steps, for instance, I don't think will be as busy. This is a lovely walk. If you've got time, probably something to do, if you're in Florence for a little bit longer than the typical 2 or 3 night stay. So who was Niccolò Machiavelli? So who was Niccolò Machiavelli, a Florentine Renaissance man? Lived during the 15th and 16th centuries, and he's often been referred to as the father of political philosophy. His writings, though, are very polarising. Was he simply describing politics and leadership being full of deceit, treachery, crime? Or, in his writings, which some have said his writings are more like a manual to use and to follow. Someone Machiavellian is considered sneaky, cunning, and lacking a moral code. And in his writings he said acquiring a state and maintaining it requires evil means. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Interesting. Thought-provoking. What are your views? Myself, I think he was just describing what he was experiencing with regard to the leadership back in the day in Florence. At any rate, he's still remembered, isn't he, by this lovely walk up to the Piazzale Michelangelo. The San Miniato al Monte. It's a church on the mountain. What a place to have a wedding. Okay, let's go and have a quick look. So you can't complain about that view. No, that's nice. I'm going to flip the camera around. The advantage of coming up here is that you're just so much higher than you are at Piazzale Michelangelo. I just want to show you the view from up here at the base of the Minato Church. That's pretty special, isn't it? That's pretty special, and not as many people that come up here, and it's surprising, isn't it? because Piazzale is just below me. So the Minato Church is just lovely up here. It really is. It's well worth a visit, even if your time is restricted. Look, you go up to the Piazzale Michelangelo. You're right here. Okay, so just going in for a quick look. All right, see you soon. Romanesque church on the hill is known as the Basilica San Miniato al Monte. The church was built as early as 1015 on the top of the tomb of Saint Miniato. The facade of the church can be seen from all over Florence, but few take the time to visit it. It's certainly worthwhile. Now, getting back to that wedding, how fortunate they are to be able to have a wedding here. What about the photos they'd have? It'd be a fair wedding album, just quietly. Good luck to them. How lucky they are to have a wedding here. With that as your backdrop. Yeah, it's a wonderful church here, isn't it? Well worth a visit. So many significant people buried within. I'll concentrate on one today, Carlo Collodi. Might not know his name. You can certainly recognise the key character in his famous childhood fable, Pinocchio, a story about values or lack of values. Let's keep it simple. Pinocchio, he needed to learn some values, didn't he? Basic respect, responsibility, truth, all linked to trust, isn't it? And those core competencies that are so important today related to emotional intelligence. That's my take on it anyway. It's iconic, isn't it? Disney movie in 1940, and there's been so many remakes in various media. Legendary, just another example of some wonderful work that's come out of Florence, because Collodi was a Florentino man. And literally with just a 200-metre walk, we are at the Piazzale Michelangelo. A viewing platform designed by Poggi back in the 19th century to showcase the beauty of Florence. So at midday it's just a whole different ball game, isn't it? Look at the steps here. I'll show you what it's like just before sunset. Look at this. It's pretty typical of an evening on sunset. Big group sitting there on the steps. Sometimes there's a street entertainer down here getting the crowd singing, but everyone's arrived with a little bit of alcohol, whether it's vino, some beer. It's very atmospheric up there, and it's a great night had by all. What about here? This creation, the Piazzale Michelangelo. It presents a view of Florence that is both monumental and impressive. As Poggi said, just like in a postcard. Now, although Poggi's objectives were not all fully achieved, the Viale Machiavelli, that boulevard we just walked up, was a wonderful place, and he was responsible for designing that. These e-bikes are great. It's a simple app. You link to your Visa card. It works out to be, it's based on time, but about 1 kilometre for €1. Really handy. So this orange app with a bike shape on the front is called Ride Movi. Once opening it up, you then scan to unlock. It's as simple as that. Press Ride Now, and provided there's enough charge on the bike, it'll open up for you. We can see here there's 47 kilometres. Finishing the trip, off the bike, press End Ride, and it locks, provided you have left it in the appropriate area. It then asks you to take a photo, like that. You upload, and that's it. The money's automatically taken out of your account. Very easy. And you'll recognise the Arno River. to give you some bearings. So we've got the Vecchio, Ponte Vecchio. You can see the Duomo through there and the tower of the Piazza Vecchio. And then I'll walk straight ahead through there, second, third on your left into Dineri. So I'm in Via dei Neri, and this is where you can buy your panino or panini if you want more than one sandwich. Hey, it'll be busy here today. Oops, excuse me. Everyone's lined up to buy their panini. There's a few being consumed too, just quietly, as we walk along. It's lunchtime. People are hungry, so am I, but I'm not going to stand in these long lines. I've seen these franchises down in Rome also. Just remember to, every cafe in Florence sells paninis. So you saw Dineri there, the lines were crazy. I didn't enjoy being in there, but it's midday and everyone's hungry. I'm now outside Piazza Vecchio. Yeah, it's very crowded. I'll just walk behind the horse and carriage, clearing the way. Now, the paninis. Look, they're good there. I've had one or two there myself, but I'm not going to line up in that sort of a crowd. That's just crazy. Every cafe in Florence sells paninis. So keep that in mind, okay? Horse turning left towards Ponte Vecchio and I'm turning right. So I'm in the Panini Street, Dineri. What a difference a day and a few hours make. So it's Sunday, I've come back. I felt bad, but as I said yesterday, I wasn't going to line up. So here's a thought, come here early, 10 a.m. like that guy there. Maybe put it in your bag or eat it early. This is a better option, isn't it? Street's empty. And I'll also show you, I'm going to buy one, but I'll also show you, rather than sit on the gutter here and eat, which I've seen a lot of people do, I'll show you where you can go. It's just around the corner. I'll show you the Piazza Vecchio Tower to give you a landmark. So let's have a quick look. There's the menu. Open for business. The lines are still quite small. I'm going to get one. I have to, don't I? I've got to show you. Which one shall I get? Which one? Okay, so it's amazing what a difference a day makes and the time you go. Here it is, 5 minutes. So it's early, but can you buy it early and keep it for later? Now, this is where you go. I'll just flip the camera. Just leaving the shop where I bought the panino. And it's literally just around the corner. It's a 100-metre walk, 150-metre walk, and there's some bench seats on the building. So if you just walk around the corner, 100 metres, and you come to this beautiful area where you can sit down and enjoy your panino. So there's the Piazza Vecchio up there, and these are the little bench seats I'm talking about. Every palazzo, palace back in the day, they've all got them still here today. The peasants or people wanting to speak to nobility would take a seat on these bench seats and wait their turn to speak to those people of importance. And today it's a great place to have a panino. Lovely piazza this one, isn't it? Oh, listen to that. A great place to sit down and have your panino. Personally, I think that place is a little bit overrated. I'm going to walk back home. I'll show you where I get my panino. Follow me. So it's a lovely laneway to walk along. And as I said earlier, there's so many cafes and every cafe sells panino too. Why would you stand in line like that? But if you do, just make sure, because of the vast menu, you know what you're going to order and you get a panino that is going to suit your taste. An economical meal, for sure, for sure. You know, you can get a Panino for under €10. So of course, that's the meal of choice, isn't it? For a midday snack. It'll see you through to dinner time. So the little place I go to, it's just up here. Just up here. And there it is there. Now I'll just show you where that is in reference to the Piazzale Vecchio. Okay? That'll give you some bearings. So the Cucina Toscana. We go there. It's nice. It's never crowded. Okay. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. Expat Lifestyle with Pads. Thumbs up, bell notifications on, and please subscribe. See you next episode. Ciao.